everyone, and welcome to day 3 today, and we are going to begin with writing. And we are going to focus on answering a writing prompt. So today our writing prompt is, what are you going to do over the long weekend? So tomorrow on Friday there is no school, so you have 3 days off from school, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're going to write about some things that you may do over the long weekend. Materials that you're going to need for this is a piece of your writing paper, and then either a pencil for your writing, and then crayons, markers, or colored pencils for your drawing up top. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read our sentence stem that we are going to be using. This is going to be our sentence starter that we are going to be writing on our paper. So our sentence starter that we are going to use is, over the long weekend, I am what? What are you going to do? So I brainstormed some ideas that you might be doing over the long weekend. And if one of these isn't something that you might be doing over the long weekend, you can still write about it. So some of the things that you may be doing over the long weekend is, maybe you'll go for a walk or maybe a run if the weather is nice out. Maybe you'll watch a movie or one of your favorite TV shows. Maybe you'll read a book or play on your tablet, or maybe color, draw, or paint something and be creative. So our writing prompt, I'm going to revisit it, and what I want you to do is, I want you to have your piece of your writing paper in front of you with a pencil. So if you need a little bit of extra time getting a piece of writing paper, the writing paper out with your pencil from your packet, you can pause the video here and then press play when you have it in front of you. So when you have it in front of you, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to write your first name and your last name on the top of your paper. So I'm going to do that right here, but then I'm going to hang it up on the board so you can see it after I'm done. So everyone should be taking out your pencil with your writing paper and writing your first and last name on the top of your paper. Okay? So I'm going to reread the writing prompt. So I want you to get familiar with the writing prompt, which is, what are you going to do over the long weekend? What are you going to do over the long weekend, okay? And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write this sentence stem, or as we also know it as, the sentence starter for our writing piece. So I would like you to copy this sentence right here. I'm going to read it, and I'm also going to put it on my paper, okay? So I want you to copy this. Over the long weekend, I am. Over the long weekend, I am. And so remember, we're trying to write complete sentences. So we're making sure that we start with our capital letter. We have spaces in between our words so they're not smushed together. So we're going to write this on our paper. Over the long weekend, I am. And so I'm going to write it on my paper right here. So over is O-B-E-R. So over, the, and now the is one of our sight words, remember, that we should be identifying it quickly. So the, T-H-E. The next word we're going to write is long, L-O-N-G. And then weekend, W-E-E-K-E-N-D-I. And then am, A-M. So we're having this sentence starter on our paper. So I have it right here on the top of mine. As you notice, I have my name at the top, which your first and last name should be. And then I have our sentence starter, which is right here that I just copied. So over the long weekend, I am. So right here, it should be copied. over the long weekend I am. And if you need extra time to copy the sentence starter, I'd like you to pause the video here so you can copy this and have it down on your paper, because this is going to help you answer the writing prompt. So then what I want you to do is I just want you to have, after your sentence starter is on your paper, I just want you to put your pencil down and I just want you to listen, because I'm going to model what it's going to look like, and then after you're done watching the video, you're going to go and try it on your own. So I have on my paper, and I'm going to hang it up here so you can see it. So, over the long weekend I am. And now I'm going to think of two things that I think I'm going to do over the long weekend. So I know over the long weekend I'm going to do some schoolwork. I'm going to make our videos for next week and work on some work. Okay, so I'm going to write that first. So I already have over the long weekend I am, and then I'm going to write going to, I'm going to do some school work. And I'm going to pause here. Remember, I'm making sure that each of my words are having space in between them, and I'm trying to, words that I do not know how to spell, I'm trying to sound them out. So as I say them, I'm thinking of the letters that make the sound. Okay, so I have, over the long weekend, I am going to do some schoolwork. And then another thing I'm going to do over the long weekend is, I think I'm going to try and watch a movie. I'm not sure what movie I'm going to watch, but if you have any suggestions on a movie I can watch, I'd like you to leave it in the comment on Google Classroom. So, and then I'm going to write a second sentence. So I already have my first sentence written. Now I'm going to start a second sentence. And my second sentence is going to be, I am also going to watch a movie. Okay? So I have two sentences on my paper. We all have our sentence starter. Over the long weekend I am, which is written right here. Our sentence starter. And then you're going to tell me two things you're going to do over the long weekend. We did brainstorm some ideas, which I'll go over again. So maybe over the long weekend you will walk or go for a run if it's nice out. Maybe you'll watch a movie or watch TV. Maybe you have a favorite TV show. Maybe you'll read a book. Or you might play on your tablet. Or you may color, draw, or paint. Okay? I know some of you might also listen to music or play with your dog, or maybe spend some time with your family or your siblings. So now what you're going to do, your job after you're done watching the video, is you're going to then finish your paper. You're going to write two sentences with two different things that you're going to do over the weekend. If you can think of more than two different things you're going to do over the weekend, then you can write maybe 3 sentences or 4 sentences. Okay? So you're going to finish writing out your sentences, making sure we have complete sentences. A capital letter to begin our sentence, spaces in between our words, and we're ending with a period to complete our sentence. After you're done writing both of your sentences, or if you have more than 2, that is great too. You are then going to draw a picture up top to represent what you're doing this weekend. So then what I'm going to do is I would draw myself doing some schoolwork and myself watching a movie on this spot right here. What I'm also going to ask you, if possible, if you could have maybe your parents or an adult take a picture after they're done of your work and then send it to me from the number that I left on top of the packet, so I can see what some of you are doing over the weekend, and then I can share back out on Monday when I see you. So now it's going to be your turn to finish your sentence starter and write 2 complete sentences about what you're going to do that weekend. And after you are done with writing, it's then going to be time for math. So I will see you all in math.